April 15th, open water, clear skies. An American warship is sailing alone when suddenly the radar explodes with signals. Not 1, not 10, 35 warships closing in from every direction. Within minutes, the ship is completely surrounded. No escape, no backup, no time. Then a voice cuts through the radio. You have 5 minutes to surrender, or we open fire. 5 minutes. That's all they get to decide between survival and war. But what the enemy didn't realize, they had just trapped the worst possible ship.
The perfect trap. This wasn't a sluchai encounter. It started days earlier, carefully planned, carefully timed. North Korea had been tracking patrol routes, watching movements, waiting for the right moment. And when that moment came, they moved everything they had into position. 35 warships. Not the most advanced fleet in the world, but more than enough to overwhelm a single target. The plan was simple. Surround the ship from every direction, cut off escape, and force a surrender before a single shot was fired. No prolonged battle, no risk, just pressure. On paper, it looked like a guaranteed win. One destroyer against an entire fleet. There is no scenario where that ship makes it out. At least, that's what they believed.
The misjudgment. They saw a single destroyer and assumed it was vulnerable. That was the first mistake. Because the USS Porter wasn't just any ship drifting through open water. It was a fully loaded Arleigh Burke-class destroyer, built for high-intensity combat, not routine patrols. Its radar didn't just detect threats, it tracked dozens at once. Its weapons weren't designed for one-on-one fights. They were built to handle overwhelming attacks. And its defense systems? They could react faster than any human on board. But the biggest miscalculation wasn't the technology. It was the crew. Every sailor on that ship was trained for moments like this. Pressure, isolation, impossible odds. That wasn't new to them. Still, training doesn't change the reality. 35 ships were closing in, and within minutes, the trap would be complete. That's when the situation went from dangerous to inescapable. No way out. The radar didn't slow down, it got worse. More signals kept appearing, one after another, until the screen was completely filled. Contacts from the north, then the south, then east, west. Every direction blocked. Within minutes, the ships locked into position, forming a perfect circle around the USS Porter. Tight, calculated, intentional. There were no gaps, no blind spots, no way through. The destroyer sat in the center, completely exposed. And that's when it became clear. This wasn't intimidation. This was a full encirclement. A trap designed to leave no options. Then the radio came alive. A calm voice. Cold. Controlled. You are surrounded. Escape is impossible. Surrender now, or be destroyed. No warning shots. No second chances. Just a countdown. 5 minutes. And every second was slipping away. The decision. There was no time to stall. Support was still too far out. Help wasn't coming in 5 minutes. On the bridge, the tension was immediate. Everyone knew what the numbers meant. 35 ships against 1. Even with advanced systems, even with training, this wasn't a fight anyone would choose. The radio crackled again. A reminder. The clock was still ticking. 4 minutes left. Inside the ship, every crew member was already in position. Weapons ready. Systems locked. Waiting. But no one moved. Because everything came down to one decision. Surrender and live. Or fight and risk everything. Captain Mitchell stood there, staring at the tactical display. Dozens of hostile targets, all within range.
He knew the consequences either way. And then he made the call. Not hesitation, not fear, clarity. He reached for the radio and gave an answer that changed everything. No surrender. Not today.
First strike. The countdown was still running. 3 minutes left. The enemy was waiting, expecting hesitation, maybe even fear. Instead, they got something else entirely. A command. Short, direct, fire. Missiles launched instantly from the USS Porter, cutting across the water before most of the surrounding ships could even react. But this wasn't random. It was calculated. Instead of spreading fire across all targets, the strike focused on something far more critical. Leadership. Command ships. The ones holding the formation together. Seconds later, impact. Explosions ripped through key positions in the circle. And just like that, the structure collapsed. Orders stopped. Signals disappeared. Confusion spread faster than the fire. What was supposed to be a perfectly coordinated operation started falling apart in real time. And the worst part? They hadn't even begun to understand what they were up against. Because this was only the first move.
Total confusion. For a few seconds, everything froze. Then, the panic hit. Without command ships coordinating the attack, the entire formation started to break down. Orders weren't getting through. Signals overlapped. Some ships hesitated. Others fired too early. And a few made the worst mistake possible. They fired blindly. Rounds splashed into the water, then closer, then into other ships. The perfect circle was gone. Now, it was chaos. And right in the middle of it, the USS Porter didn't hesitate. Gun systems came alive. Rapid fire tore across the closest targets, hitting exposed sections, disabling weapons, forcing ships to fall back or sink. Then the close-range defenses activated. Anything that moved too close was instantly met with overwhelming fire. Fast, precise, relentless. The advantage had shifted. Not completely, but enough. Because even in total confusion, there were still ships.
The final gamble. Desperation changes everything. The remaining ships stopped trying to coordinate and started rushing in. Closer range meant better accuracy, more pressure, more firepower. If they couldn't control the fight, they would overwhelm it. And for a moment, it almost worked. Incoming fire got closer. Impacts hit the water just meters away. The margin for error disappeared. But that decision to close the distance was exactly what the USS Porter needed. Because up close, its defenses were at their strongest. Automated systems tracked targets instantly. Anything within range was engaged without hesitation. Fast bursts, precise hits. Ships that pushed too close didn't last long. One after another, they were forced out, disabled, or destroyed. And then came the final move. A full strike. Everything the ship had left, focused, calculated, unleashed at once. Missiles cut through the chaos.
In less than half an hour, a situation designed to guarantee capture completely collapsed. 35 warships, coordinated, confident, certain of victory. Gone. What they expected to be a flawless encirclement turned into total breakdown the moment the first strike hit. Because once control is lost in a battle like this, numbers stop meaning what they used to. And one destroyer, outnumbered, surrounded, and pressured from every side, didn't break. It adapted. It responded faster than the plan could hold together.
and it turned a trap into a mistake that couldn't be recovered from. In the end, this wasn't just a battle between ships. It was a reminder of something far more dangerous: assuming victory before the fight even begins.